Welcome to Take a Sip, the podcast where women in business, motherhood, and life come together to share, connect, and refill their cups. So grab your drink, take a sip, and let's dive in. Today's episode is the power of saying no. There's two little letters, N-O.
And somehow we all struggle with it.
I know.
We do. So I find this is a really, really hard topic to talk about.
Yes, it is.
It's about boundaries, letting go. So many factors. So I need a big sip of water first.
Yes,
And a deep breath. Ooh. The power of saying no. So this is something for women, not just in business. I think it's just
In life.
In life. So we talk about business, motherhood, everything here on our Take a Sip podcast. So I think we might just branch it out into so many different.
Well, because that's the reality for women.
It is.
Even though we're women in business, but we're also we're just girls.
I'm just a girl.
Just a gal. And that's the reality of being a woman in business, is that we all are juggling a million and one different things. You know, all of us have families and kids and husbands and you know what I mean? Like like we're in business, but we also wear 6 million other hats as well.
Literally.
And when you have the thought of saying no, but you struggle because we don't want to sound mean.
And we don't want to disappoint anybody.
We don't want to disappoint, but end of the day, you're going to end up disappointing yourself.
Yeah.
So no.
But as usual, we're very far down on the priority list, which needs to change.
Yeah. So I learned this thing. I was watching a movie, and I think she was also a psychologist.
We need this psychologist.
We will get one.
And I found it very interesting. She said to it was a board meeting, and she said to them, write 4 things, fold it in 4 squares, write 4 things in number order. The most important thing that you have in your life that you want to, that's so important to you, to the least important. And then she made everybody write the 4 things down. She said, okay, now everybody look at the 4 things you have on the paper. The thing that's number 4 will destroy the first 3 things that you want in your life. Does that make sense?
So I think I've done a workshop, something similar.
Yeah, so that made me really think. So I did my own thing. And I realised, if I put too much effort into that 4th thing, it does take away from the first 3 most important things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm more aware of it. So that's what helped me say no to people. Because I thought about the first 3 things that are so much more important in my life. That gave me the courage to say no, or say no in a more creative way.
Yeah.
For example, knowing my worth and pricing things based on the amount of work that is involved, rather than giving a discount because I feel sorry for them and I want to help them so badly. But end of the day, that will affect the first 3 things in my life because I'm taking away time from achieving those 3 things.
That's right.
So that exercise really helped me say no in a more creative way. Setting boundaries. I found a lot of people ran away from me after I've set boundaries.
But that's okay.
And I struggled with that a lot because I sometimes feel like, okay, maybe if I just say hello, but then I know if I say hello to them,
it leads to other
things. It will just start that cycle again of, I need Carla to do something. Just because I can do it, that doesn't mean,
Boundaries is a huge thing.
It chips away at you a little bit every time you say yes to something.
Yeah.
But I've learned, and I still learn every day because there's going to be new challenges, new requests on, what can Carla do? What can Carla do? What can Joe do? And we need to exercise. I think it's very important to have those 4 things down. Just say, okay, well, is this going to affect the first 3 things that are important in my life today? And that kind of takes away the emotion out of it because we're very emotional beings.
Really?
Are we? I'm just a girl. So I've learned to find a way to take the emotion aspect out of saying no to people. Still getting there, but I'm getting better at it, and it's going to continue being a challenge throughout the course of my career, my family life, and everything that I do. So, yeah.
What about you, Carla?
This is something I've really struggled with up until this year. I think because similar to what you were saying, you always want to make sure
everybody else is okay.
Everyone's okay, and you're always worrying about everyone else, and then you forget about yourself, and you think if you're going to go into a business, you do have to put yourself first. And I don't know if it's a cultural thing, because the Italians, we do everything for everyone. We got to make sure there's respect everywhere. You can't do that. You're going to disrespect
whatever
this
they
person.
want to you, but you can't say anything to them.
Oh, and so I think it's been instilled in me from such a young age, whereas now that I'm, only in my 30s, I think I've gone on such a self,
Reflecting.
like a self, what's it called, like a journey,
Self-discovery.
just self-discovery. That's it. And the older I'm getting, I'm just saying the words no more
Without
Not-
explanation too.
Yeah, and not in a negative way. In a way that I just say,
I'm so sorry, I can't.
actually, I don't even say sorry
Oh,
anymore.
good girl. Yes,
I don't.
gotta learn
Oh,
that.
God, I haven't learned to do that
Yeah,
yet.
and this is the thing.
Why are we sorry?
This is the thing. It's taken forever, and it is. It's going to keep challenging, but I don't like to blame people. It's my journey. Like I want to remain a leader, and that's what I've been doing throughout my whole career.
Yep.
And I don't want to apologise because this is the way I feel. My business, my brand, I'm going to say that in a very loud way, my brand is really important. So the way I have learnt is going on that discovery, listening to podcasts, blocking out distractions, I think is a huge one. Some days I'm not so good. I let things distract me. But I think if I'm going to go on a project or if I'm going to do something in my career, I just really need to turn all distractions off and really focus on me. That's a huge power of saying no in itself. Like, I mean, huge.
Putting yourself first.
Yeah. And again, it's that whole, oh, no, like my mother, like, especially, oh, no, you can't do that. Well, yes, I can.
Yes, you can, girl.
And it's been really hard and challenging. And I've developed my business, especially now, in such a free-form way that everything's online. I have a bit more flexibility in my career at the moment, and I can say no more, and I am saying no more
Same.
because I've got goals to achieve.
Yeah.
And if I let everyone distract me, and if I say yes to everything and everyone, I'm not going to achieve my goals.
Yeah.
Like, I have written a children's storybook, which you all know of. If you don't know, I've written a children's storybook, and it's called Valentina's Raspberry Garden. And it's getting released next year. It's taken me over 26 years to write that because I've put other things first. Other people first. And it's not in a negative way, or I'm not, demoralizing people or anything. It's just that I forgot about me, about those things I wanted to do. And I'm glad I've built these stepping stones and come to this journey where I can say, no, I'm going to release that book now, or I'm going to start this podcast now, or I'm going to start other things that I'm working on. And if I keep saying yes to everything and everyone, I wouldn't have written that. It's so important. And I'm going to share something personal. My eldest son the other day, hi Stephen, not that he's going to be listening, but he said to me, Mum, you've got a YouTube channel for kids. What do you want to achieve? What's the mission of that? Do you think it's going to do A, B, and C? And I went, oh, big question. And I said, I've built a YouTube channel for kids, but that's not my only mission.
Yeah.
There's my storybook. There's my online presence. There's my music that's on music streaming. That's my goal, is to spread early childhood. Am I not speaking in the mic properly?
No. Let me see your face.
You want to see my face? You want to see my face? Oh, my face. My mission is to teach children in multifacets, not just through YouTube. That's my mission.
Yeah.
So it was a good question. I
What a
really,
smart boy.
yeah, he is smart. I like that. And so there's not just one answer in that question. And I've developed my business model in that way. So I'm glad I've said no to so many things lately, or over the last how many course of years, because I can stay on target with that book, this podcast for women, my music streaming for children, for families. I'm glad I can do that. So, but like I said, it's been a struggle. It really has.
Yeah.
And I've copped it. So when I've worked in my business, so for the last 11 years under the name of Decorati, I was serving my community, going all over, literally traveling anywhere.
And you're breaking slowly. I can see it.
I was towards the end, and people still say, "Oh my God, you're not doing it anymore." No, I'm not, and I'm glad I said no.
Yeah,
and
you feel powerful.
That was huge. Like I remember
such a huge
someone
step
came
for
up
you.
to me and said, "I've got to talk to you." Oh my gosh, you stopped Degarati. Why? Oh my God, we loved you. And I say, I'm glad I did because there was only so much I could give, but I moved the direction, and look at all these different platforms I've got now. It's still shining to everyone, but just in a different way.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I said no to all my jobs, my contracts, and it's a huge thing for me to even admit now online. But this is empowering other people out there that saying no can lead to so many other opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm grateful I can share this, and I'm really showing my vulnerability right now.
Yeah.
I can't even say the word.
Vulnerability.
Say it 3 times. Vulnerability. Oh my
I don't know
God.
how to say it.
I sound like that singer. What's his name? Mr. Lover. His name's Shaggy.
Yeah.
It sounded a bit like him now. But it is. It's such a huge thing, and
it is really hard. And you
Really
touched on
hard.
it a little bit when you talked about how a lot of the times it's instilled in us from when we're so young, because like we all come from obviously ethnic backgrounds.
we do.
And it's true. Like I remember from being really young, and the first thing that everyone always says to you is like, no, you can't do that because what's such and such going to say? You can't say no to that person. You can't say no, and you can't like no because they're family. And
And so it is instilled in us.
Yeah,
It is.
and
Isn't
that
it?
will slowly eat away at you. And
It
like,
does, because it's just easier to tell us to stop than the people that are outside.
yeah, and that's a really hard thing to unlearn. And usually that's the first part of the process, is being okay with disappointing other people, because the reality is that you can't please everybody, because that you're just going to end up really diminishing yourself in trying to please everybody else. And so that is usually the hardest thing to do, is like, you've gone your whole life with saying, yes, I can do that. Yep, sure, no problem. Yep, that's fine. Yep, I'll be there. Or, yep, I'll do that. And then all of a sudden for you to just go, you know what? No, like I can't. And I would hate for people to have to go through like either a big mental breakdown or like,
that's
before they
right.
realize that like, no, it's okay to say no to protect your own peace. Because like at the moment, I'm sort of in this weird phase of like family transitioning and like all of these things that are happening behind the scenes with my family. And obviously because I'm the one that I work for myself and I work from home, I'm the immediate ring,
Oh, yeah.
Joe.
I'm actually going to bring that up in a second.
Joe,
because I'm thinking,
Joe,
Yes.
Joe, and I'm like,
Karma.
I can't. And I've had to literally sit so many people down and be like, this week, no. If you need something from me, I am free 3 weeks from now. Then you've got my attention. Right now, I don't have the brain capacity for it. I can't.
So can I stop you for a second there? Do you think power of saying no is different if you're working for someone rather than working for yourself?
Yes, I think so.
I
Depends on your role when working with someone.
But I still think that the power of saying no, again, I worked corporate for over 10 years, and that was a big lesson for me, was I would say yes to everything. I was young.
Yeah.
You'd say yes to
You
everything.
want-
Young and hungry,
it's like,
hustling.
they would ring me and be like, oh, I know that you're not supposed to, like, I would finish, like, at one of my jobs, I would finish at, like, 4 o'clock every single day, but every single day I was staying back till, like, 7.
Wow.
And then they would be like, and it became such a habit. And so the first time that I ever said, well, no, actually, I can't stay back, it was like,
Oh.
what do you mean you can't stay back?
Wow.
Just
I know. It's like, how dare you stay unpaid, mind you,
Yeah.
but how dare you say no to
Wow.
staying back? And that was a huge lesson for me in being like, okay, well, why am I giving up all my time that I could be at home?
You're
with my
replaceable
partner?
at anyone's
Exactly. And then I got made redundant. And I was like, what did I waste all those hours of my life for?
I know. Yeah.
So there's power in saying no, no matter what you do.
Roll.
Just know what are you getting at? You have to ask yourself, what are you getting out of it? You know, what did you get out of it? A redundancy.
I got a redundancy.
Yeah. So any
Wow.
employees out there, you are replaceable. Drop
You
of
are
a hat.
so replaceable.
So just think, I don't know, a lot of employers are going to come after me, but too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take care of your workers.
Places preach work-life balance, and it's a facade.
Wow.
As long as you don't say no to me. That's what they're
So no is huge everywhere.
everywhere.
It is.
Yeah. But I think
it's-
as like self-employed, it affects you directly.
Yeah,
Like
of
with
course.
Joe, when I started working from home, karma, speed dial.
Oh, she's just at home working.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it took me a long time to get everybody to process the fact that my job is taken serious. Like, you need to take it seriously. Like, I'm dealing with customers. I'm dealing with my own newborn babies, you know, and then I had to help my husband with his business. So I was wearing multiple hats. So to do that extra thing for someone else, I know how to do it. But then I've learnt not just to say no, but I taught them how to do it. So if they needed help with computer work, for example, I wasn't going to sit there and do it. I was going to guide them through it, because now they can do it themselves. So teach a man a fish. How does it go? Teach a man a fish, you feed a whole village. But I had to get over that mindset was, well, it's just easy if I just do it. But it wasn't.
Oh,
because,
that's a struggle for me.
easy if I just do it. Yeah, in that split second.
It's
but
easier.
not in the long run. So, I had to learn the hard way. And luckily, the support of my husband, he also had to step in sometimes and remind me, not just to the outside world, but to me as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. You don't have to do everything for everyone. Like, focus on yourself. And it was good to have that reminder.
Yeah, because we do forget.
Yeah. But they need help.
I know. But I don't, I don't understand. I know I can help. Yeah, I know I can help a lot of people. But there's only 24 hours in a day.
And sometimes I look very envious at people who just blasé about the world, whether they're acting like it or not. It's like, just pretend you don't know anything, and no one will bother you. But I don't know what it is. You just have to tell people, show people how smart you are. Does that make sense?
Yes,
that's the problem. I know how to do it. Can you do it? Oh,
why don't you ask me?
I just want to tell you I know how to do it. Doesn't mean I want to do it. So I looked at very envious to those kind of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's huge. I'm my mind now, just all the things, personally, professionally, there's so many moments. For me, I used to travel a lot, head into jobs. That's what I used to do, teaching all the kids activities, going all over Sydney and going from one childcare centre to a public space to a private event to whatever.
Which is already draining in itself.
Sydney traffic, blah, blah, blah. So one of my things I used to do, drive into a job, say an hour away or whatever, is that was my free time. So it's either A, do I listen to music and just sing my lungs out in the car? B, phone someone. C, listen to a podcast or, mindful music or something. Most of the time I used to ring someone because there's always someone out there who, is available to chat or something, or I used to cop phone calls.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people who were used to that. Again, what you were saying. Oh,
you didn't ring me today.
Yeah, or whatever. So the power of saying no to taking calls on the way to a job was huge, because for me, I've always worked in the public eye. So I've got to keep very professional in what I do. I'm working with children, families, got to make sure I
look the part, sound the part,
everything. So I had to decline phone calls. So I'm in that whole Miss Carla zone.
Yeah, because it brings you down.
It does bring you down. So I think hearing everyone saying, oh, but you didn't answer my call, or, oh, you didn't, that was huge. And again, comes to mindset. You have to train your mindset just to let that go, because
if they push your boundary and you allow it, it's your fault.
But again, if you're going to go start a business, grow a business, you've got to stay in your lane. And if you were working in corporate or for some firm and you're in the office all day, you're in the office all day and you've got that game face on.
Yeah.
Just because I was in the car traveling to work, that's still my work time.
Yeah, it is.
So that was huge.
You felt like
for
you're
me.
self-sabotaging too?
Yeah. And again, I want to make sure I deliver a great service, and most of the time I did, obviously. But that was huge, huge. Even now, if I'm heading to recording day for my music, I've literally play my own music in the car.
Because you got to get in the mood.
I have to get in that whole Miss Carla mode. Even though I don't want to listen to my own songs in the car, I'd rather listen to...
Can you imagine being pulled up? And you're rocking your, what's one of the songs?
Banana, banana.
And then you're looking to the side and everyone
But again, I have to get into that moment. It's like now I'm going into the singing world. They say I have to warm up my vocal cords for 1 hour. That's huge for me. I'm thinking 1 hour, just warming up my vocal cords. I could do so many other things, but no.
That has,
has to be on the priority. Yeah. So if I don't answer your calls,
I'm warming up my vocals.
I'm warming up my calls.
That's time saved for you when you're at the
and I'm not a singer, so I don't have that ability to know all these notes and things. But because I've always sung to kids in my industry, this is the route I'm going on, and I have to warm up. So
there you go.
The power of saying no is your skills growing, you leveraging your business, no matter what. If it means like doing paperwork or whatever you're doing in your business.
And if you can't say no, like for me, I remember there was when I first started my business, I'd say yes to everything. And then I'd started getting coaching. Like I had sales coaching, group coaching about selling to customers and whatnot. And they gave me the best advice. If there is a job you do not want to do, see how much you normally charge and add an extra 20% inconvenience fee on top.
Yeah.
You know, but like I remember this one particular job. I didn't want to do it, but I couldn't say no because I didn't want to be the photographer that said no to jobs. I don't know. It was just a weird thing. Anyway, they were so excited to work with me. And I put it up. I think I put it up what I was worth because back in those days, I was always undercharging anyway when they booked me still. So that proved to me one, like, okay, well, I am worth what I'm charging and I should have charged higher so I can say no. That make them say no, you know. So again, just add a convenience fee on top of your you know what I'm talking about, Joe.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Well, trust me, I added that inconvenience fee.
So it sounds like when most people start businesses, they say yes to everything. Do you find that's a common
Yeah, because I
thing?
feel like you want to prove yourself.
And you want your brand out there. What is it?
There, but then you just burn out.
Yeah.
Because you're like you're seeking more external validation than internal validation. Have one or two jobs, do that really well, find a way to market it, and then do it again.
I think that what people also forget is that like when you start a business and you start, you know, quoting clients and whatever it is that you do, or, you know, you have a product and you price a certain product, you're setting the tone for how you want your business to be in the future. And so if you are severely undercutting yourself, then it just sets that expectation for future clients and for anybody, because a lot of the times for a lot of people that your biggest driver is word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word of
Oh,
mouth,
yeah.
So then if your
that's
biggest
a cheap
driver is word
photographer, go to
exactly, like that's what that conversation is going to look like. Oh, you should go with them because they charged
So
me X
cheap.
amount. She was so
I
cheap.
struggle, and I'll tell anyone now starting a business, don't. You'd rather work for free than for the first couple of months, if you're in the creative space like I was, rather than undercharging yourself, because then you've set that precedent
When
where
you're known as the cheap person.
The cheap
Do we
person.
really want to be known as cheap?
Unless that's your business model.
Yeah,
and
that's what you want.
to be
But-
the cheap one, and that's what your plan is.
But by charging cheap, I overworked myself to get the financial goal I needed per month to just cover the costs, and I was burnt out.
Yeah.
So then I had the courage. I go, you know what? I actually had to double my fees for newborn family, for example. And I worked less for the same money. And the whole time I'm struggling, thinking mentally, like I should be working more, but I'm not. Like, who struggles with that?
Yeah.
Us.
Yeah. And then that made me
Overthinkers.
more confident as well to
Overthinkers.
charge what I'm worth. And I'm pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I feel like I know there's a lot of photographers out there with bigger overheads, and they have to charge, for example, $20,000 for a wedding. You know, they've got bigger overheads. They've got teams that they look after. They've got rent to pay, and you know,
Drones.
all that stuff. The equipment, like I
They've got
was just
drones
telling you,
these days.
ladies, my battery charger for my camera, one of them is $400.
Battery.
And the battery itself is $200 to $300. Like, and I need multiple of them because
Yeah.
if one fails or one dies or something,
Yeah.
if I'm there out there all day, I need backup. And I've had moments where my camera did malfunction during a wedding, and I had to really grab my other camera and just not even think about anything. I just had to get the shot and then worry about it later. The photography is so expensive, but
Oh,
we
yeah.
undercharge so much. And the power of saying no means you can use that to upskill and be able to charge more. So don't be that cheap creative, because people are just going to come to you for that. You are
You'll
worth,
be known as that.
yeah. And
And then that's hard to shift out of that.
yeah,
That's right.
It was
So
so. Oh,
hard.
but you charged me this much.
I know.
Yeah, that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, that whole conversation
I'm like, are you
irritates me
serious?
so much.
5
A
years
client
ago.
that came back to me because she set up her business, and then a couple of years later she shut it down, and then she's now bought it back, and now she's restarted it again, which good on her, great. And so then she reached back out to me, which, mind you, when her and I first started working was when I was still doing it part-time, and it was a freelance thing, and I still had a full-time job. So like, you know what I mean? This was like back in 2017.
Oh, wow.
And so then she reaches out to me, mind you, 9 years later, reaches out to me, and then she's just like, oh, you know, can you do this, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, sure, no dramas. I'll send you the updated price. She's like, what do you mean?
Updated.
And I was
How
like,
dare you,
well,
Joe, feed your family
I know.
and pay
And
your
I was
bills,
like, well,
inflation.
what you and I were working on was 9 years ago.
Exactly.
So, yeah, things have changed. And then she was just like, oh, okay. And then I sent it to her. She's like, oh, wow, it's gone up a lot. What do you mean?
Has she been to the grocery store and
Has she
seen how
been
much
to the-
milk is?
My husband told me how much like our insurance was the other day.
crazy.
council rates. I'm like, the council get that much money?
Yeah.
When was it just like that? I said a lower amount. He goes, how long have you paid a bill?
When was the last time you looked at a bill?
I go, sorry. I mean, that's kudos to you. I don't have to worry, but
Yeah. But it's true. Like, everything has gone up.
Yes, everything.
yeah.
Yeah. Needless to say, I don't work with that client anymore.
Well, yeah, what gave that away?
Did you say no?
I did say that.
You said no in a way, like
Because
I said,
she
you
came back
priced
to me
it.
and started haggling the price.
No,
and then I
that
went
is
back
such
to
a
her and
turn
just
off.
said, I really don't think that I am the right person for this job, and I
Yeah.
don't think that this is going to work. I think that you should find someone
girl.
else. And then
She wasn't your ideal client.
No. And then
And that's okay.
But see, when I started, I would have never said that.
Yeah.
I would have been like, I need to keep this
I would
client.
have put
Like,
up a mortgage just to make her.
exactly, to make her happy.
Yes, I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Now it's no.
I'm not working for free, so you can make money. Sorry.
Yeah, because it's my time pulled away from what I need to do.
For my own family, that's
Yeah.
number one priority on my list. Like, I'd rather spend that time with
Absolutely.
my kids. They're not going to be this little for so long.
Yeah.
So that to me is priceless. So
Yeah.
it needs to be enough for me to say yes. For me to say yes now. So
But we're in that season of life too.
Yeah, yeah.
Not everyone's going to be doing that. But again, it's
But if you
building
can-
blocks. If you can start,
have that as a goal.
yeah.
Have that as a goal.
Train
for
your
anyone
mind to it.
starting. This is where I want to be. What can I do to get there even quicker, more efficiently?
And I think it comes down to planning. Planning
Planning.
is essential. So a lot of people go, oh, I've got this idea, this and that, but you really need to stick to goals and reevaluate them because sometimes things don't work and you need to change it. But it's really ideal to put your list down, prioritize what's most important, and and
get back to your
get
goals.
back to it. Yeah,
Your
I think
goals.
it's really important.
Does this align with my goals? And if it doesn't, say no.
Yeah. Be okay with saying no.
Yeah, it's okay to say no. We're not mean.
No,
I mean, we're a little bit mean sometimes.
Well, we have to be protect our own
Sometimes,
peace.
Exactly. Sometimes to protect your own peace, you have to be 100%.
mean.
In it with a smile.
Exactly. Mean with a, but happy to help any other way.
I know what you're talking about. I'm dying. So yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye.
but yeah, it's a really important one. So for any of you listeners, followers out there, hope this was helpful.
Yeah,
Be
and
okay
take
with
give you
no.
permission to say no. If
Yeah.
anyone wants to argue, send them. We'll come after them.
Send them to us.
Send it to us.
So yeah, so thank you so much for sharing with me today.
Thank
ladies.
you.
And
Yes. Until next time.
until next time, yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
Make sure you'll follow us,
Yes. Follow us.
subscribe, hit that little bell at the top on YouTube,
Yeah, that's
Follow
good.
so
us,
you can hear our
subscribe.
lovely voices.
And if you don't want to see our faces, just listen to us on
Yeah.
Spotify.
Options.
I know they can still see us on Spotify.
Well, you're stuck then. Okay.
Close your
Thanks,
eyes.
everyone. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.